Hello Virgo, this is Teresa from tarotbyt.com, and welcome to October and your October reading. Hopefully you survived September with the eclipses and Mercury Retrograde, and I'm pretty sure October will be a lot calmer. Anyway, I wanted to thank you all for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your wonderful comments, and thank you for those who have ordered a reading. I appreciate everyone. And before I do your reading, I want to bring in some good energy with these bells. These are fairy bells by Sarah Dole. I will post a link in case you'd like to get some. This is so precious. I love these bells. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Virgo for the month of October. What does Virgo need to know about love and life? What's coming up in the month of October? What is coming up in the month of October? What is coming up in the month of October? For Virgo. What is coming up in the month of October for Virgo in love? What do they need to know about love or life? What is important this October for Virgo? May only the highest forces be present at this reading to ensure that the truth be told. Okay, Three of Swords, the Death card. Now this doesn't mean death, so don't panic. It does mean transformation, change. The High Priestess, the Six of Swords, the Judgment card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Four of Cups. Interesting. Okay. So we say that. Virgo, it looks like you're going through some changes in the month of October. The Three of Swords and the Death card, you're ending a cycle that hasn't been working for you. The Three of Swords represents cutting away what's no longer working. It could be a relationship that you feel is just not working out anymore. Sometimes the Three of Swords can mean some kind of, like a minor operation. You may need to have some surgery. And if that's the case, then it's an improvement. It's like getting rid of what needs to be taken out so that you can grow in a healthier way. And that's true metaphorically as well as physically. When the Death comes up, you have some major change cards in this reading. The Death, the Judgment, and the Tower. The Death card is really about transformation. Your life is changing in major ways. So if you've been existing in a situation that's just not working, and you've been kind of feeling oppressed, or feeling that you're just not happy, the Death comes to tell you that you need to let go of something so that you can bring new growth into your life. So you might be ending a cycle, you might be ending a relationship, or ending a job, or ending whatever it is that's being cut away, whatever it is that's breaking down, is really preparing you for a better life. It's clearing out, the junk. It's like clearing out the junk in the garage so you could bring in the new car. And you can't bring in the new without getting rid of the old, because then there's no room. It's like having a closet. You want to get new clothes, you got to get rid of some of the old clothes. So if something's no longer working in your life, if something's just not making you happy, not fulfilling you. If you've been existing in a situation where you feel burdened, overburdened, maybe there's too much work, too much responsibility, you're kind of getting ready for change. You're preparing to end one cycle so that you can begin a healthier cycle, a better cycle. So whatever is breaking down, let it go. Let go of whatever's no longer serving you. Because it's preparing you for new growth and a new direction and freedom from oppression, freedom to be who you are, to enjoy life, really. With the High Priestess in the card, you have a lot of major arcana cards in here. So October is going to be a transformational month for you. You're going to be transforming. Your life is going to be changing. But in a good way. So it's possible that, if you have some kind of health breakdown, that you wake up and you suddenly realize, okay, I need to make some changes in my lifestyle. I need to make some changes the way I take care of myself. I have to eat healthier. I have to exercise. So it could be a physical thing where you have to really get on a new path. It could also be a relational thing where maybe you're existing in a toxic situation or an unhealthy situation, and you need to clear that out. You need to let go of whatever's draining you, if you're involved in a situation that's toxic, you need to get rid of all those toxins. Get rid of any bad habits that are interfering in your life, that are preventing you from being all that you can be. With the High Priestess in the past, there are things going on behind the scenes. So you're experiencing a lot of psychological change. It may not be visible to the people around you. It may be an internal thing. So to the outside world, you might be, same old. But on the inside, you are changing. You're tapping into your unconscious. You're getting messages from the unconscious. The High Priestess represents everything that's hidden, but it also represents the unconscious mind, the subconscious, the collective unconscious. So, and that's where our intuition comes from. That's where we get all these intuitive feelings. And, when you say these ideas, just kind of, I channeled this information. Sometimes, if you're a creative person and you still your mind, you get into a meditative state, you have that little voice that comes into your head that says, you get these ideas and you get intuitive feelings and emotions. That's coming from the great beyond, the collective unconscious, the divine that's within everyone. I always say that prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening for the answer. Is God talking to us through our unconscious or, through our mind, our thoughts, our intuition. So, with the High Priestess and the Six of Swords in the past, you have been going through a difficult situation. You've been carrying a lot of responsibility. You've been carrying a heavy burden. You've been under a lot of stress. It could be relationship stress or job stress. But you are moving away from difficulty, and you are going to be moving into a new scene or a new situation, a new cycle is coming. But there's also, you're going through a healing phase too. So if you had some kind of health problem, you're going to resolve it. It's like a wake-up call. Okay, I've got to do something. I've got to make changes. And you may, if you've had some kind of operation, you've got to heal. So you might be going through some kind of healing, a phase where you need to just take some time out and heal from the past, heal from whatever you've been through. That could have been difficult. If it was a relationship that broke up, maybe it was a relationship that you decided wasn't working and you made some changes and you're kind of healing from all that. You need rest. You've been really pushing yourself too hard. Virgos are they're very hard workers. And sometimes, you just overdo. So you need to take it easy. You need to give yourself, give to yourself. Give your body a rest. Take care of your body. It's the temple of your soul. So you have to honor your body. You have the Judgment card coming up. That's a spiritual awakening card. You're waking up to reality. You're waking up to certain truths. And you're really wanting to make changes. You're saying, you know what? I don't want to live an unhealthy lifestyle. I don't want to eat junk or, whatever it is. You're quitting smoking, quitting drinking. You're changing your habits, changing the food you eat, changing your lifestyle. You want to make healthier choices. Not only just physically, choices that will be healthy physically, but also emotionally. So like even your relationships are changing. So if you've been existing in a toxic situation, whether it's taking in toxins in terms of food, or whether it's being in a toxic relationship, you're going to make these changes. Because the Judgment card is where you wake up to the truth and you decide, okay, I've got to change. I'm going to, and you're starting to feel strong. You've come out of a difficult situation, and you might still be healing from this situation because you got the Three of Swords right here. So you're healing in October. You're resting. You need to rest in October, and you need to heal. But at the same time, you're waking up. You're suddenly realizing, okay, I'm seeing the truth now, especially with the Tower. The Tower always brings truth to the surface. So if you've been not willing to face certain truths in your life, the truth is coming out, and you have to face it, and you have to change. It's kind of like, the Tower is, hey, the building's on fire, you gotta jump. So if you've been neglecting taking care of yourself, you may have some kind of crisis that makes you stand up and say, okay, now I really have to make changes. I have to exercise. I have to eat healthy. I have to do something. I can't exist in the same old pattern that I've had in the past. I have to change. I have to move. I have to do something that's going to improve my life, either through having a more healthy relationship or having a more healthy lifestyle. Stop self-sabotaging. There's all these things. We all have our flaws. No one is perfect. And we're going to work on ourselves. And so you're waking up and you're changing. And the change is for the good. The change is going to be exciting. You just have to get through this difficult time. So there could be some cutting your losses and moving on. Or you might be just ending certain toxic relationships or certain toxic behaviors or certain habits, bad habits that you've kind of gotten used to over the years. You're making real change. And your life is changing. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, whatever you've been through, you're going through a difficult time. Like Winston Churchill says, if you're going through hell, keep going. Because eventually you're going to get out of it. And you are, because you have this 10 of Wands here. The Wheel of Fortune means things are changing. So if you've been through something that's difficult, it's changing to something that's better. So you're coming out of a dark time and you're moving toward a more positive time. And especially this 10 of Wands, you've been carrying a heavy burden. A lot of responsibility, a lot of stress. You're about to put this down because it's the end. The 10 is the end of the cycle. So you're coming out of a time when you've had a lot of stress and a lot of weight on your shoulders. And this is going to end. And you may need to take some time out to rest. You may need to go on vacation and just do nothing. Go to lay on the beach or something. You want to heal. You're healing from the past. You're healing from whatever you've gone through. It's like going through the mill and coming out purified. The Tower is, and with the Tower, it's a wake-up call. You're seeing the truth about people. You're seeing the truth about relationships. You're seeing the truth about a health situation or a job situation. The Tower brings truth. And sometimes that truth is hard to take, because people don't want to see the truth. They want to exist in a fantasy. that everything's okay. You know, if you think everything's fine and, you know, you keep sweeping things under the rug, eventually something's got to give. But the good thing is, and here's the blessing of this card, you got the Four of Cups here and the Wheel of Fortune. So opportunity is coming to you in October. But you may not be willing to accept it, because the Four is someone who's kind of like, I'm not happy with my situation, but I don't want to change it. So you're contemplating. You know, maybe you've been feeling like people around you are taking you for granted. They're not valuing you. You don't feel valued. You feel taken for granted. You're bored. And so something gets offered to you because you have this cup, the cup coming out of the cloud. Here's this person sitting there, you know, contemplating, what are my options? Maybe I should start looking around for something else. So if you're in a career or a job that you're not happy with, you might be thinking, maybe I should look for another job. If you're in a relationship and you feel like things are not working out, you're thinking, well, maybe I should see what's out there. Maybe I can date someone else. And you will have opportunities in October, because the cup is coming. It's being offered to you. And it may be out of the blue. The Wheel of Fortune usually means things happen unexpectedly. And so you have to decide, do I want this or not? Because a part of you doesn't want to change the status quo. You're not happy, but you're not ready to make any changes. But you will. There's going to be some exciting development coming up in October that's going to change the scenario. And it's going to free you from the oppression. You're going to see the truth, and you're going to make changes. And you're going to make healthy changes. So at the end of this cycle, when you're in the new life, you may say, wow, I don't even recognize my old life, because it's going to be it's going to be a dramatic change where you release what no longer serves you, whatever's breaking down, you're going to break down and rebuild. You may even be starting over from scratch in some endeavor, in some situation. You know, that's like where you end one relationship and you just decide to go off in a different direction, or you end one career path and you take a new direction, like a totally different job or a totally different way of life, because you've got some major change coming up. And you know, being a Virgo, you just came through these eclipses. The eclipse was in Virgo. There was a solar eclipse in Virgo and then a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So it could be that relationships were shaken up in the month of September. There were some upsets or shake-ups, or where you were seeing the truth about certain people and certain situations. And you may have been forced to make some changes that you maybe were not ready for. But if you exist, you don't want to exist in stress, because that could affect your health. So you have to take care of yourself, Virgo. I know Virgos love to serve, and they want to be there for everyone. But, you know, you have to also be strong enough to be able to give all that to others. So you have to take care of you too. So in October, I see you healing from, you know, whatever you've severed. You're going to be healing from that experience. Whatever you're letting go of, you're going to need some time to heal and rest and put down your burdens. And then be prepared to accept the new. Be prepared to embrace the new. Because there are some exciting developments coming up in October. If you can just get, you know, you may have to forgive and forget the past. I know that's hard to do, because you know, somebody hurts you. It's easy to forgive, but it's hard to forget. But you need to move on. You need to don't let the past drag you down, and make healthier choices so that you have greater harmony and greater happiness in your life. And with the Six of Swords too, there might be some, you know, communication has to happen. The Judgment card is a card of waking up, seeing the truth, and making changes. You decide to change. So that means that you decide, I'm going to quit this job, I'm going to get this other job. I'm going to leave this relationship, I'm going to move to something more healthy. I'm going to stop eating this junk food, I'm going to start eating organic food. I mean, it could be in any of those areas where you're deciding to take better care of you and make healthier choices in both career and relationship. So don't be afraid of major change, and don't be afraid to embrace the new and take better care of yourself, because you have you can change things for the better. You can make changes that will definitely improve your life coming up October, maybe even November. So good luck, Virgo, and I wish you success in whatever you try to do, and courage to make changes and to make the right decisions and release what's no longer serving you. Release anything that's toxic from your life so you can have a better future and a healthier future. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you again in November. Bye now.